Hi, this is Shanika Bridges Matthew coming to you again from Shackles Off My Learning. Today I'm going to show you how to use my individual teacher data analysis form. So I'm just going to go on my store, I'm going to hit search and then type in teacher for my product to come up. I'm going to scroll down. Alright, so here it is. Individual teacher assessment data analysis template. Okay, so let's pretend like I'm you and I bought the product. Okay, I'm going to, since this is my store, I can download it for free. All right, so what I've done is put this in a compressed zip file. Right now it's just the you have a Word document and a PDF document. Okay, I'm going to add this video to this file just so that you can see, have a visual of how to use it. Okay, so we're just gonna click on the file, download. All right, and so I'm going to do two things. I'm going to show you how to use the document, how I would use the document. I will also show you another tool that I'm going to include in the zip file as a bonus, and this is going to be a game changer and a time saver, because Lord knows we don't have time for much of anything during the school day. It's like so many things come to us at once. And like I said, as you can see in the zip file, I have the PDF version and I have the Word version. I'm just going to open up the Word version for now, simply because I want to type on it. Okay, so I'll just wait for that to upload. And while that's uploading in the background, I want to go ahead and show you the form that I'm going to use first. Okay, so this form will actually come first. All right. Now, this is what I call my class testing growth tracker. And notice how I have test 1 at the bottom, test 2, test 3. And you can just, keep copying and pasting and just renaming, because I'm going to give you this Excel sheet if you buy the product. Okay, so I'm going to go through like a quick way. I'm going to pretend like I'm putting in some students' names and show you how easily, just say you're reading your test data. And I use Edmodo to do my tests, or we just now adopted It's Learning with the CAP County. I do this for all of my tests, summative assessments. Embedded assessments, of course, use a rubric, so that's a little bit different. But all my summative assessments, my students take a pre-test and a post-test. And then, like I said, I have SLOs because I teach engineering and technology, which is under career, technical, and agriculture education. But I know there are several classes, especially in high school, that have to, such as, I want to say, chemistry and like PE classes, different classes that have SLOs, student learning objectives. But even still, you should be doing pre and post testing before the student learning objectives, or after. So that you should always be doing that, just be in a rhythm of it. Okay, so let's just pretend like we have Jane. I'm not going to put last names. John, Denver. I'm just coming up with people's names. Let's just say student 1. And then we're just going to copy this down, like generic students. Okay. So I'm just trying to, most teachers have about, let's say they have about 30 to 32 students, okay? Mind you, I already put some names up here, so that's why it says 28. Okay, so let's say pre-test scores, and I'm just going to make it easy on myself. We're just going to do it in sequential order here. Let's say 20, my lowest score was 10. I'm just going to start with that. And let's just pretend like I'm putting all everybody's score in. I'm reading them. I'm just going to copy this down, though, to save myself time and to save you time. Okay. So let's just copy this on down. The only reason why I have the first one highlighted, because I usually have that as an example. Okay. There we go. So let's say everybody made it 10. All right. So notice how before I put that, let me hit the back button so you can see. Initially, everything is set to 70 in the third column, okay? Because 70 is passing, so it has to be, your goal has to be to pass. That has to be the minimum. But let's just say, and let me just randomly put this in, 34, you had somebody else with a 78. Some people, they already have high, they already know what's going on. You don't have much room for growth. You know, I'm just putting in numbers. Putting in numbers. And like I said, I'm just going to copy the rest of this down because it's going to take too long to try to fill those in. So let me just go back to what I was doing initially. So why I keep jumping like that? Just trying to do like a sequence. Alright, so it tells me my average score for pre-test was 61. So the average goal score should be 88. Okay? And I just, like I said, just copied it down. Of course, you know, that's going to be variable depending on what your real data is. Now, once we know our goal, it automatically defaults. So most people's goal is going to be, like I said, the average is 88. So most people are going to have like a 90.1. That's going to be the post-test goal. Now, where did this come from? Well, I want to say I'm always reading something, and on the state of Georgia DOE, they had some kind of formula. The 0.7 was like you multiply the spread by 0.7, you add that to the pretest score. So I got that from that website, or one of those websites, and used this with my students with their testing last year. And lo and behold, I came up in the top 10% of teachers. I got a bonus. So, you know, it works. You know, that's not the brag, just the realness. Okay, actual post-test score. All right, so let's pretend like everybody made 100. You know, that's definitely not going to happen. You might, let's say we had some people that made less than 100. So let's say I'm going to make some people have like a 45 and a 36. And I'm randomly putting in number 87 and 36. And I'm just going to put in some numbers I don't even know. I'm just typing on the mouse. Okay, because this does happen in the real world. You don't know what you're going to get, and that's just what it is. Okay, everybody's not going to be a winner. It's just not. They're not. 5, somebody just didn't care. 78, you know, and then these people all made 100. Let's just say. Okay, they did 100. These people, let's say they all made 56. Just copy that. And let's say all these people made a 70. They did the minimum. All right. So now I know my data. Okay. Now, okay, I didn't fill this one in at all. 100. All right. So now I know my data. I see, just looking at here, I had a 900% improvement for the first two students. They had a 9, and this is percentages, you know, not point gain, average gain or loss, so 900%. I had 122% improvement with student 1. This student lost, lost these. I had a lot of students that lost. You see these people, all the negative people are the ones that lost. Okay, then I had a lot of gains here, but not as big as the first two. All right, and then I go down to the bottom. So what was my average, total average gain? 67%. So my students increased by 6. That was the average. I had an average increase of 67%. So my pretest score average was 61. My goal was to get everybody, you know, at around 88 because that was the average. But I ended up at 70. So I still did well. I progressed. Now, when the state of Georgia or whatever, whoever you work for, system, milestones, Common Core, whatever the new thing is, they're going to look at other students around the state or country or however they do it, and they're going to measure where they should have been. Now, most of them measurements, I'm going to tell you, is going to be in that they better pass. But, you know, like, you're going to get scale scores. So what you want to do, if you have a test that has a scale score, and what I mean is like, that score is like, the lowest score would be 200, and the highest score may be like 800 or whatever. Then you're just going to go and take that data. You can see the formulas are embedded. Okay, so you're going to have a formula over here. Okay, you have a formula here. These columns B and D don't have a formula. But whatever that scale score is, you have to take that and change it here. Okay, so if it's 800, you're going to have to be 800 minus whatever is in this cell. Okay, and then so it'll still work. Okay, so then your average is going to be whatever were in those cells times the 100%, because it's still going to be 100% regardless. You're still talking about percentages. All right, so That's what you would do in order to solve that problem. Okay, so I talked about that. I do apologize, it was kind of lengthy. Now let's talk about the individual teacher assessment data analysis template. Well, I don't know about you, but where I came from, prior to where I am now, we had to do data meetings and data talks. So we would get together and we'd talk about the data, and then we have individual data meetings like on a panel, and we had to talk about well, what students didn't meet, and which students met and had 70%. So met was 70%, who exceeded the standard, and what is the total number of students. So you can pretty much look at the website. You can look here, if you have a sheet and have all your scores, you can see who met. I mean, you can see, okay, is it 70? You can just go by and then count, how many people had met the standard. So you can just look at the actual post-test data. So if we look, and then you did not meet, you put that in there. And so you want to do this for each period. So you might say test 1 period, and you can change this right here at the bottom. You can say whatever your periods are, rename and say period 1, period 2, period 3, however. I have periods for, I have period 1, 2, 3. I have period 1, 2, 4, 5, and 7. That's how my periods go. So I would have one for each period and just add a sheet and just copy and paste the data. Okay, so that's what you would do. And so using that sheet that I created, like I said, the teacher assessment data analysis template, and I'm not going to read that because it's going to take too long, but let's just say I read it and it said that I had 32 students here. Okay, so it's total of, based off of 31 students, looks like, because that can't count this one, 33, and I started at 2. So at 31 students, and I'm going to count, well, how many people didn't get a 70? 1, 2, okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 people. So 12. How many people had a 70 or high, between a 70 and 80? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're following that page range. I'm sorry, category. And then exceeded. So that's going to be my difference. So 12 and 10. And then I'm going to subtract that from 31. So that's going to be 22 minus 31. So do my quick math in my head. We're looking at 9 students who exceeded. Right? Yep, that's right. Okay. So my total students is 31. And you just do it going down. Okay, just do it going down. And then here, you're going to calculate your average gain and loss. Well, you don't have to do the calculations. I have the formula here, but you can look at it. You can see what your average gain and loss is. So go back to the spreadsheet. Go down. This is my first period. My average gain was 67%. Okay, wonderful. I'm still happy. I mean, it wasn't, everybody didn't pass, but you still had a gain. You don't want to be negative. So 67%. Were you surprised by your students' post-test scores? Why not? And you just type that in. Common sense. Yes, no, yes, I was. I feel like they should be 80% gain. Whatever. Or no, I knew exactly they was going to do this because. And then you'll answer. You will probably have some SWD students or ELL who were in your class. You want to know who didn't meet. But if you don't, you'll say NA. Okay, for here. So I'm saying I didn't have it in that class. Do you believe the test accurately tested the standards taught? Why not? Yes, because whatever. Please don't pretend like I typed it. And just answer the question. Just type it in. And so once you're done with all this, you have a snapshot. It's not going to take you all day because you already have, like I said, I do my stuff online. It automatically gives it to me. All right. So that's working smart and not hard. And that's what we do at Shackles Off My Learning. So I hope you enjoyed this. Take it out. And I'll see you at the top. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and follow. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.